Chase Elliott and Dale Earnhardt Jr. just pissed off the internet, and I'm here for it. Shane Van Gisbergen is probably going to dominate this weekend out at Circuit of the Americas, and Matty D is back? What the hell?
High, push it, checker flag, hell yeah!
What's the caution for? Me?
Can I not push it in?
Stop anybody.
Come on, he's going! Way to go, boys! One hell of a job, man, one hell of a job! Thank you so much.
Oh, we have a massive show for you today. Welcome on into Shifting Gears. I am Alan Bailey. Whew. Okay, so on the docket today, we've got two big announcements right out of the gate. We've got the Chase Elliott Dale Jr. news. Matty D is back. The NASCAR short track package is still being pulled apart. North Wilkesboro repave has people buzzing about that. Plus, Circuit of the Americas this weekend for the first road course of 2024. Oh, and just so much more. But first, in case you missed it, we finally made the announcement of what the name of the NASCAR Xfinity Series show will be in 2024 and beyond, and it's a familiar one.
High, push it, checker flag, hell yeah! Woo! One hell of a job, man, one hell of a job! Woo! Yeah! Xfinity Series champion right here. Nice work, bud. Hell yeah, guys! That's awesome! Let's drink the beer. What do you think, Cole? I'm fucking ready.
Oh, yeah. Somebody DM'd me the name suggestion, the Pit Pass, and that just, it kind of opened up a flood of emotion and memories because, fun fact, I hosted a show called The Pit Pass when I was in college, and that kind of started my career in not only just radio, but in the NASCAR world, and it went on to win a bunch of awards. We did a lot of great interviews with a lot of great drivers through the 2010s, and that was wonderful. I had a blast. And then we went over to ARN. We wanted to start something fresh, so we started Shifting Gears in radio only, and now it's migrated over to YouTube. And when the new Xfinity Series show came up, I never even considered calling it the Pit Pass, and somebody sent me a DM, Alan's Pit Pass, and I went, oh man, that's an idea. So I always said that I was going to host the Pit Pass again in some capacity somewhere before my career on mic and on camera was over, and now this is a really cool way to do that, even though I'm not retiring. Maybe not for a while. I don't know, to be announced. But I'm really excited about the name. We're going to continue to put that out every week, midweek, talking about the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So very excited about that. And in case you missed it, there was another hit that kind of smashed the internet this week, and you need to be paying attention to it, especially if you're a NASCAR fan.
You were buried alive, now you're back from the dead. Got that dirt off your shoulder, like Mr. Hova said. So fresh and so nice, like new sheets on a bed. Just call me Mr. Clean with a shiny bald head. My disc tracks are lethal, 2 turns and it's done. Won't see a dirt race round here no more, son. It's Bristol, baby, and damn, that's fun. Got 99 problems, but the dirt ain't one. You'll be seeing stars when I rap about cars. Might float out of this world, you can catch me on Mars. Told y'all I was done, guess I lied to your ass. Needed 10 pit stops, 4 tires and gas.
Damn, Jeff Gluck dropping it like it's hot. Love it with the Bristol Banger, man. I absolutely love it. Listen, I'm here for any and all Jeff Gluck, Jordan Bianchi content. They're great guys. I've gotten a chance to talk with them at the racetrack multiple times, and I was even privy to some hints, let's just say, about the Daytona outfit from Jordan out at Phoenix last November. So that was very cool, and I'm here for it. I love the fact that it's on iTunes and Spotify, so you can definitely go check out that Bristol Banger. I love it. Thank you, Jeff, for that one. That one was just chef's kiss. All right, let's actually get into the nitty-gritty of everything that's happening in the world of NASCAR. We're going to go ahead and start with this. There was a teaser put out by Hendrick Motorsports and Dale Jr. That appeared to be Dale Jr. getting ready. It had the markings and in the feel that it was Jr. with the fire suit, with the skull gloves, and everybody just jumped to wild conclusions, and I loved it. I stayed quiet on it because I was privy to what it was. In case you missed it, the actual announcement was the fact that Chase Elliott is going to be running a Dale Jr. Throwback at Darlington this May, throwing back to the 2014 Daytona 500 victory with that amazing paint scheme. It's a pretty good looking car, but Honestly, the internet was disappointed when that happened yesterday, when that dropped. And I was just blown away by it because you had people saying, Junior's coming out of retirement. He's going to run the All-Star race. And my favorite one was the fact that you had someone tweet out, Kyle Larson's getting out of the car and Junior's getting in it so Junior can run the All-Star race and Larson's going to go run Indy. And Larson tweeted the emoji and just brilliant. I love it. And the internet all kind of went, aw, when Dale Jr. didn't announce that he's coming back. Listen, the guy said he's never running a cup race again. Did you all not listen or believe him? He's going to run Xfinity races, probably 1 or 2 a year for the rest of his life, and that's awesome. He was extremely competitive last year out at Bristol, and I think that laid credence to maybe Junior's coming back to the Cup Series. I can guarantee you if the Xfinity Series... When the Xfinity Series heads to North Wilkesboro, Junior's going to be all over that. Mark my words. I definitely didn't have this one on my bingo card for 2024. Matt DiBenedetto is back in NASCAR part-time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Huh? This one just legitimately blew me away. Viking Motorsports is going to put him in the number 38 car for about 5 races, maybe more in 2024. First one's going to be at Richmond on March 30th. What? Matty D has burned a lot of bridges in the NASCAR industry. He has pissed off a lot of people behind the scenes. He pissed off NASCAR in his last race in the number 21, and fans got behind him because he cried on camera because Denny Hamlin beat his ass at Bristol one time, and that, I guess, made everybody feel sorry for him, so they all got behind him, and I can support that. But then, you know, the hype around him just slowly started dying because, listen, the guy's not great. He's decent, competent, maybe not so competent anymore behind the wheel. He went down to the Truck Series and ran a few abysmal seasons, got fired from that job because he wasn't getting it done, and Ty Dillon's not exactly getting it done in that truck either, so I'm not going to sit here and say that was all Matt DiBenedetto, but you cannot piss off people in this industry. You cannot, frankly, just trash talk people in the industry and get away with it like Matt DiBenedetto's been doing behind the scenes. And listen, I wish him nothing but the best for his family's sake, but I don't think he's a NASCAR national driver anymore. Maybe he's an ARCA driver at this point, but he's definitely not a Cup, Xfinity, or Truck Series driver, at least not in that caliber. Maybe he'll surprise me. Maybe he'll blow us all away and go out there and run some really good races and, you know, contend, but he's been out of the car for a hot damn minute. I don't expect him to be competitive at all. The thing that's been dominating everything in NASCAR this week, and it's something we should at least touch upon here, is the NASCAR short track package. It's been kind of a problem, in case you've missed it, in years past. And out at Bristol this last weekend, we saw legitimately a banger, but people at Goodyear, people at NASCAR have acknowledged they don't 100% know why we saw what we saw out at Bristol. They want to try to replicate it because they loved it, but they're still kind of scratching their heads. And Senior Vice President of Competition with NASCAR, Elton Sawyer, frankly called it a blessing in disguise on SiriusXM this week.
Again, we didn't walk into Bristol on Sunday morning having all this mapped out. It was a blessing in disguise to be able to experience that and now work closely with Goodyear to and commend them. You know, we can't say enough. They've been asked to, and the drivers have been asking for this, so this is what what they asked for, and this is what they got for Sunday. Was it a little extreme? Sure, absolutely. I do believe that if we turned around and ran the race again today with the same tire, the same conditions, same setting, and the teams had the opportunity to make some fine adjustments to their settings, caster and camber and things of that nature, the tire wear would be much better than what it was. I believe they would get, upwards of the maybe even 60, 70, 75 laps on a set of tires.
He hit the nail on the head right there. This is exactly what NASCAR needs at the short tracks. The short track package has been abysmal for the last couple of years. And 60 to 70 laps on a set of tires sounds pretty damn good to me. And I do agree, if you ran that race today or this weekend, which we're not, we're going to Richmond next week, hint, 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 guys. But if we were to run that race again, I think that, yes, teams would make adjustments to the car to actually make those tires last a little bit longer. You would get very different levels of how hard these drivers are going to run the car during a given run on a set of tires. And I think overall, it would be better for the sport if we continued to do whatever the hell we did out at Bristol on the short tracks. And listen, people at Goodyear are looking into this. People at NASCAR are looking into this. I definitely think they're going to try to replicate this magic in a bottle accident moment, but I don't know if they'll be able to, but you know they're going to try. And for that alone, you should definitely watch Richmond in a few weeks. By the way, I absolutely love what we're seeing out of North Wilkesboro with this repave. Dale Jr. put up a couple of videos on his social media, kind of showing off just the diamond in turns 1 and 2. I'm sitting there as an iRacer, as a sim racer going, ooh. iRacing, please go rescan this track after the All-Star race because I'm very interested to see what this track races like. I think it's going to be nuts because we saw speeds pick up from the Goodyear tire test. I think it was like a 2-second pickup, 2.5-second pickup. It's like, holy crap, this place is fast. This place is going to be awesome. It deserves a points-paying date. I don't know why we're only going there for the All-Star race at this point. Just make them run for points out there, sincerely. I mean, the teams, I think, would support that, and I think that the people of North Wilkesboro deserve a points-paying race with the trucks and the Xfinity cars there, and run them midweek if that's what it takes. Who cares? People will show up to that race. They have shown that in the past. People love that track, and I think it's one of the better short tracks in NASCAR at the moment, or has the potential to be. It's definitely better than Richmond. Time for another announcement. I am very pleased to announce that I will actually be taking part in a live show. Yeah, something we're going to be doing. We're going to be streaming it on the Team Chaos YouTube channel, but also on the Overton Speed Shop Twitch, as well as my Twitch, my Kick, and anywhere else we're going to stream it. It's a multi-streamed event, but starting this Sunday during the Circuit of the Americas NASCAR Cup Series race, we will officially be kicking off Holler Talk again for the first time in a hot damn minute.
High, push it, checker bike, hell yeah! What's the caution for? Me? Can I not push it in? Stop anybody. Woo! Yeah! We'll be going! Love a job all night long. Great car, guys. No need to get in the middle of all that. Good by 5 out the back. Bristol night, baby! Burner down here, and you'll be good at start-finish line for your interview. For the love of the game, my man. For the love of the game. Way to go, boys. One hell of a job, man. One hell of a job. Thank you so much.
Lee Overton, myself, Emil Johnston, all going to be involved in this live show. We're going to be doing kind of live commentary discussion during the COTA race, but we're also going to be doing somewhat of a post-race, and we're going to be talking about everything that's happening over at Overton Speed Shop with iRacing, with everything that the team is doing, and we're not just sim racers. There are some actual racers on the team who are involved in the NASCAR world, so they're going to be popping in after the race potentially. We do have a couple of people that are going to be coming in and out during the live show, but you could definitely go check that out this coming Sunday for the first live show. We don't know necessarily if we're going to do every Cup race live or if we're just going to do a post race for every Cup race. We kind of want your opinion on this, so go ahead and leave it in the comments what you guys think about this, but I'm very excited. This is going to be an unrated show, so just be prepared going into it, but I will definitely be posting the links here on the channel and my social media accounts at Hey Alan Bailey for where you can watch it and when you can watch it. There will be a live chat component to this, so you can be involved with the show live and just watch NASCAR Cup races together and enjoy the sport, as it were. So come on out. It's going to be a really, really, really good time. Lee Overton, he's got over 1,000 wins on iRacing at this point. I think he's at like 1,012 or something like that. Like he's crazy, man. He's one of the most winningest iRacers ever in the history of iRacing, I believe. He's definitely top 10, but it's just insane. And I've got 3 to my name, including the Daytona 500 at this point in iRacing. So I'm hoping to learn a thing or two from the guys over at Overton Speed Shop, and I'm very excited about it. Speaking of Team Chaos, I also made the announcement. We made the announcement for Team Chaos this week that we're going to be participating in the IndyCar iRacing Series for a partial schedule. We're not running the full schedule. They kicked off last week. It's week number 2. They're heading out to Auto Club this weekend. So we're going to be running Auto Club, which I wanted Auto Club to be my first start. I was at the last 2 IndyCar Auto Club 2-mile races, and those were just nuts. And I don't know if I'm going to survive this one. I don't know if my iRating is going to survive this one, but I'm very excited about it. We're going to be streaming that, again, over on the Team Chaos YouTube channel, as well as over on Kick and on Twitch, respectfully, at Hey Alan Bailey. So very excited about this. We're gearing up to run the Indy 500, the virtual Indy 500 this year as well. So very excited about this and looking forward to what we're going to hopefully see for Team Chaos in IndyCar this season. And now that we've dropped all the breaking news and talked about it all, let's get to your comments from down below with a little bit of hot takes. You can go ahead and leave any comment about anything in the world of motorsports in the comments down below, and we will go ahead and read them on the show. We're going to go ahead and start with this one. Let's calm down. It was an entertaining race, but not the greatest race. In fact, it was the 4th best race of the year. Daytona, Atlanta, and Vegas were better. While it was entertaining this week, it's like the tandem racing. Entertaining for a race or two, then tired of it. I don't want to see it again for a long time. You're entitled to your opinion. I highly disagree with you. I would love to see that every time we go to a short track. And I agree with you on one point. I don't want to see that every single week. I don't want to see tandem drafting. I don't want to see restrictor plate or super speedway racing every single week. I don't want to see a road course every single week. I want to see a rotation of these tracks, a healthy rotation. In my perfect world, we have super speedways, 1.5 miles, short tracks, and road courses, and a street course or two, all rotating fairly evenly so that we have an even split of motorsports throughout the NASCAR Cup Series. That's my ideal world. I agree with you on that. But I loved the hell out of what we saw at Bristol with the tire strategy. And to be clear, this put it in the driver's hands. It put it in the team's hands. It put it in the strategist's hands. And it forced these teams to play this game, so to speak, and to run this type of race. And a lot of drivers are not used to it. That's the reason that you saw the 3 oldest guys in the field finish 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack, because they know how to save their equipment and save their tires and make it last on a long run. And that's what we got at the very end there. And then you had a couple of, frankly, dirt racing guys finishing 4th and 5th in there as well. Like, these are guys who know how to race, who know how to drive and save their equipment and be there at the end. That's strategy. That's racecraft intelligence, which is something that the NASCAR Cup Series has kind of gone away from a little bit in the last few years. Oh, Canada could support 2 races, but we don't have the ovals. Just look at the Canadian fans at New Hampshire, the Glen, and Michigan. 100% agree with you. Listen, there's a lot of fans up in Canada who come into the United States to those respected racetracks to watch a NASCAR race. And to be clear, I do think that Canada deserves at least 1 Cup race, if not 2. I do think that they can support 2 a year. But yes, you are correct. There's not so many ovals. Does NASCAR need to go make an oval? Absolutely not. We can move a couple of road courses dates up into Canada, or at least 1 at the very least. And I think it's going to be great for the sport. I really do. When NASCAR went to Canada in the 2000s with the then NASCAR Nationwide Series and the Truck Series, it was gangbusters. You had sellout crowds. You had locals. You had local sponsors get involved. Local racers take part in those races, and road course specialists taking part in those races. And there was some pretty damn good racing, really damn good racing. But the economy was the economy, and NASCAR decided to keep everybody in the States just to make things a little bit more cost-effective. But let's be clear, this is not a cheap sport. And frankly, I'm sick of hearing about, cutting costs. It costs a lot of money to do this. Game over. If you don't have the money, don't be involved in the sport, period. A buddy of mine hated it. He said he didn't like the fall off. I think he never made the mental switch or how the drivers were forced to adapt to the conditions. Fair. I get that. If you're a newer fan or a fan that doesn't watch a lot of short track racing, late model racing in particular, you want to see these guys do qualifying laps every single lap, and you want to see them go out there and do, these crazy laps and go 110% every lap, but that's not what motorsports is. Motorsports is knowing how hard to push your car and your equipment and when to go, when not to go. That's racecraft. And I get it. If you're a newer fan, that is an interesting concept to get your hands around. So I get it, but at the same time, adapt. Like get used to it. This is what the situation is. You have to adapt to it, and you can't be so rigid. You have to go with the flow, and that's what the guys who finished 1 through 5th did on Sunday out at Bristol, and they were rewarded with a really good finish. So thank you guys so much for the comments. You can go ahead and leave your hot takes in the comments down below. And while you're there, make sure that you mash that subscribe button so that you do not miss a video in 2024. And in between videos, you can go ahead and log on to arnrace.com for the latest motorsports news. ARN, the Motorsports Authority. I want to thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Sunday, come out and check out Holler Talk. We're very excited about this relaunch of the show and what it will be in 2024. We're hoping to do it every Sunday night, Sunday during the race. We're kind of still mulling it. We're going to see what the reception's like at COTA this weekend. I cannot wait to see what Shane Van Gisbergen does this weekend. He's going to be a guy to watch. Let me be very perfectly clear here. SVG is going to be a guy to watch. He should probably dominate the Xfinity Series, or at least be a contender, and he will probably be a contender in the Cup Series as well. So I'm interested to see what happens. And yes, AJ Allmendinger is going to be in the number 13 for Colleague Racing, so he's going to be a contender as well. I'm fascinated to see what the racing is going to be like at COTA this weekend. I really am. And we're going to get to watch it live on Holler Talk. I'm very excited about that. So make sure that you mash that subscribe button, come on back, and go check out the Team Chaos YouTube channel this Sunday. The link is in the description as well. So make sure that you go check that out. But for Shifting Gears on a Thursday, March 21st, 2024, I'm Alan Bailey. We will see you at the track. Bye, Gearheads.